Guys, what is going on? It is Cynical, and today for you dudes, we are getting spicy. So guys, today for you, I wanted to sit down and actually do a little bit of a rant and talk about something that I don't think many of you guys would really expect me personally to talk about. Today, we are going to be going on a little bit of a rant speaking towards the VR side of things for Final Fantasy 15. Now, as you guys should probably know, PlayStation VR launched in October of last year, and I knew throughout the entirety of last year with the announcement of PlayStation VR that when October hits, I will be one of those suckers, those absolute suckers, to invest some of his money into purchasing a PlayStation VR. Now, VR for quite some time has been deemed the whole next generation, the next step towards gaming. And we have things like, you know, the HTC's version of the VR, the Vive or the Hive or whatever the hell. And then of course we also have the Oculus. And PlayStation wanted to make their marks in the VR territory by making PlayStation VR, slightly cheaper VR experience in comparison to something like HTC's version or of course Oculus's version. So for me, this was a really good entry point into actually, you know, experiencing what VR is essentially all about. And so I was paying attention to a lot of the games last year that were getting revealed for PlayStation VR because I really wanted to make sure that with, you know, PlayStation and Sony coming together to make this VR system, or more so this VR sort of component for the PlayStation 4, I wanted to make sure that there is at least a little bit of love there from game developers who are going to invest their time and their money into making PSVR titles. Now, one thing that I definitely paid attention to last year during E3 of 2016 was the fact that Final Fantasy 15, the big boy, the game that people have been waiting literally 10 years for, was going to be getting its own VR mode. And the trailer for it looked, I don't even know what the hell that was, but it looked kind of meh, but pretty cool nonetheless. It pretty much showed us this clip of you playing as Prompto as he's wearing, like literally wearing the PlayStation VR headset, with of course Noctis, Gladius, as well as Ignis. And it was very bare bones and it was very basic. It was kind of the showcase to display what perhaps Square Enix are coming up with when it comes to a VR Final Fantasy 15 experience. And so the basic general concept of it, like I said, it's pretty bare bones, but looks kind of okay. So it was essentially us as the players playing as Prompto with the gun, and we had to take down a behemoth. The exact same behemoth fight that we go through in Final Fantasy 15 itself, which is kind of interesting. And so I was looking at this trailer with the thought in mind, okay, well this is very early stages, like the game Final Fantasy 15 as of right now has not actually released. Keep in mind this is June of last year. So I thought, okay, well this can only really get better. Then at the Southeast Asia 2017 PlayStation Experience event this year, it was goddamn confirmed that that VR experience would not be entering players' hands. No, instead, what do we get?
Hey, you got a bite.
We got a goddamn Final Fantasy VR fishing game. What the goose nipple? So we go from this. Oh, hell yeah, dude. This is it. We get to shoot stuff, we get to warp strike, to this. Oh. Cool, we get to do a bit of this, we get to do a bit of that, we get to do a bit of this, and that's it. Yeah. So what do we get in replacement of what was first to be this Prompto shooting Final Fantasy VR experience? In replacement, we get a VR fishing game. A VR fishing game! Now, looking at the actual trailer that the PlayStation YouTube account officially uploaded, yeah, the response isn't too juicy. As you guys can clearly see here, we have 71,000 views, and we have 786 likes, as well as 1,301 dislikes. I mean, that's enough to say that people aren't impressed. So I thought it'd be kind of funny to read some of these comments, because real talk, some of these comments are real, dude. They're real. The first one right here are people, we want more Final Fantasy 15 content. Square Enix has a VR fishing game. This dude said, so this must be the other half of Final Fantasy 15's lacking story. Catching fish. I mean, there's always been this thing with Final Fantasy 15, how of course it was lacking a lot of the story throughout the game. And so because of this response from the community, Square Enix actually had to go ahead and put update patches to add more cutscenes. And they also fell back on the point of saying, you know, the DLC episodes will be enough to add a lot more story content to the game. And to this day, people are still asking for more story content to add to the Final Fantasy 15 universe. But we get this. This person said, "Go home, Square Enix, you're drunk." This person right here said, "What in tarnation? What in damnation?" Nice meme. Delete this, please. Greatness awaits. You're damn right. Now, I know when it comes down to it, VR really isn't too important. A lot of people were hoping that VR would absolutely just explode and would really be the next step in gaming history, to the point where literally everyone who owns a console will have some sort of VR setup within their house. I think that was the initial goal behind VR in the first place. However, though, it seems to be that VR really didn't kick off the way that a lot of developers intended it to. And so, really, when looking towards this kind of stuff, it doesn't exactly matter. For me personally, I'm happy that I bought a PlayStation VR, for the main point being is there's a lot of different cool, mini gimmicky, you know, PlayStation VR titles on the PlayStation Network shop, which to a certain extent, I mean, after a while, after you play through about 3 of them, you've pretty much seen the whole catalog, because everything else is just a rinse and repeat of the same sort of thing. Honestly speaking, I wish there was a little bit more love and support from developers when looking towards PlayStation VR. I would really like a lot more sort of AAA titles included with PlayStation VR. Like, we need to give people a goddamn reason to pick this shit up. And making a Final Fantasy fishing game? What? 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 I was really, really looking forward to teaming up with Nak Bang, Ig Nang, and Glad Dang, and taking down a fucking oversized demon beast as Prompt Dang. But no, instead I get to catch fish. Fish? I mean, granted, it looks like there's some seriously fucking ferocious fish in this VR game. Jesus Christ. My god, don't pull that shit on me, dude. But with that being said, if I want to go fishing, then I'll play Fishing Simulator 2017. That shit's lit. However, guys, I hope you had a fantastic day. I just wanted to get this video out because I've been wanting to talk about this for quite some time. I don't understand the thought process behind Square Enix thinking, alright, you know what, we're gonna get rid of this whole Prompto thing that we've got going on that we showcased at E3 2016, and in replacement for that, we know what the fans want. The fans want more fishing. More fishing. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But guys, hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.